All right, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Listen, we got a big one coming up. USC versus Wisconsin. We in the Collie. Listen, this is a bounce back game. You guys see my title, my audience. Look, we embracing the bounce back with the younger guys, man. So look, we got three amigos here. Carter Sports, USC J, and the one and only Brandon from Light the Torch Podcast. Fellas, what's up?
Trojan family, what it do, man? How y'all feeling about this game, man?
Hey man, we about to get it, man. It's payback season, man. We about to bounce back like mystical, man.
yeah, yeah, man. So, man, we're gonna talk about all this stuff, man. Brandon, you want to lead the way with it, man? But this is for me. Let me say this first. For me, I think this is a lot. As far as the younger guys go, I think they got a lot to prove. I think they might have a chip on their shoulder. I think, when you look at Carlon Jones, I'm not sure how much he's going to actually get in there because I know he's healing up from a small little injury. But still, I want to see all of our younger guys that the odds that they say is stacked up against them. I want to see them guys move and groove, man.
Absolutely. Especially, yeah. I mean, Carlon, I don't expect him to play too much, being that he's coming off an injury, but I want to see how this offensive line responds, man. After having a bad performance last game, I want to see what they got in them, man. Do they got any dog in them? Are they going to come in and prove a point? I mean, to be quite frank, man, Henson job might depend on it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot going on, man. A lot I want to see this game.
I got a question for both of you guys. Carter, you could jump in, but does Elijah Page start, or who starts? Is it Tobias Raymond? I mean, he came in, he did his thing. Carter, what you think?
You know how they gonna do it. They probably say whoever was doing the best at practice. I'll start Tobias though. Like if I pull you out and put in the next dude, I'm gonna let the next dude stay in that position. Because then you playing with the next player, I feel like. So I'll start Tobias. But I heard that Elijah Page was cramping. So I don't know, did he get benched for his performance or just because he was cramping? I don't know. But I'll start Tobias.
Absolutely. BJ, what you think?
From what I'm pretty sure, I think Lincoln addressed it, man. I think he did say that Elijah Page will be starting, but he also said if need be, he will switch it up.
Yeah.
So I mean, Elijah Page is getting another shot at it, which he should. He should. He's a young player who was just outmatched that day, but now he got a little chip on his shoulder. Let's see what he do. I heard from a source who did speak to Elijah Page this week, and he said, his head is ready to go. His head is on straight, and he's ready to prove. So we'll see what happens.
So what y'all thinking, man? As far as we see what it is here, and for whatever reason, I can't see the chat. It was like that when I did a live on with Coach Rowe the other day. But what are you guys thinking as far as when you're talking about this first one, expectations of the game, man? How you guys feel? You guys, each individual expectations are what you guys want to see. I know you guys said that the offensive line, but what other expectations from, especially when you're talking about offensive adjustments? Do we want to get the ball down the field? Do we want to start trying to establish the run game? What are you guys' expectations?
I'll go.
Go ahead, B. Jones.
Okay. Yeah, I expect us to open it up a little bit, man. Get our guys downfield, especially if you look at guys like Deuce, who's just a mismatch nightmare. If you look back at the past 3 games, man, Deuce was open quite a bit, man. He does a great job of getting separations. Plus, with his frame, man, he should be getting some more touches. Just get it up there to him, man. Let him do his thing. So I expect us to take advantage there. Open it up. Second half, it'll be the Woody Mark show. Run the ball the second half after we jump out and get this lead.
Absolutely. What about you, Carter?
I expect and I hope us to come out fast. the first 3 games we didn't really come out fast, and I've been hearing them talking about they want to come out fast. So I want to see us come out fast, a clean start, score on the first possession, and then play with the lead. So I expect us to come out fast. And I want to see a dog walk. I can't lie. I want to see a dog walk. I want us to blow them out just to feel better. I'm trying to forget about Michigan, trying to forget about all the drama this week, try to make that seem like a long time ago and come out here. I want to see one of them 50-10 type wins. We lost our first Big Ten game. I want to see us represent at home, come out fast, score on our first 2 possessions, and play with the lead.
Absolutely. Wisconsin, they're not that quarterback. He's trying to get acclimated still, man. They're still trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out their identity. They really don't. They really don't have an established identity. So I think USC, especially at home, we have firepower. Miller Moss, as BJ, as you said it, man, and as Carter said, really get the ball down the field, man. Miller Moss, I want to see him push the ball down the field the same way he pushed it down the field against LSU, the same way he pushed it against Louisville. I want to see that type of, but that is going to have to, we are going to have the offensive line kind of hold up a little bit. And that's why, whoever starts, whether it's Elijah Page, I'm not in the coach's head, but it's up to the coaches. Whoever starts, they need to, make sure, especially that edge, man, we gotta make sure whoever's coming off that edge, because Wisconsin, while their offense is not the, I guess, most potent offense, they are going to, they're going to play some good defense. They still, I think they're ranked 35th in the country, whereas USC is ranked 27th in the country. So I think that, provided the offensive line protects Miller Moss, look, man, let's push that ball down the field, man.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. They kind of, I was watching that game against Alabama, right? We kind of can run up the middle. If we confident in our run game, they seem kind of weak in the middle. I know our offensive line probably ain't Bama offensive line, but Bama, they had a couple big runs straight up the middle on their defense. So I think we should test their tackles. And then they DB number 5, he vulnerable. I'll throw at him deep. He was getting beat by a freshman. So I want to see I want to see a balanced attack though. I want going forward.
Let me ask you something on that, Carter, because you said test their defense. With that being said, I noticed last week Woody Marks doing his thing. Now, of course, he's going to always do his thing. We don't ever have to worry about that. However, I did notice one physical run from Quinn Joyner. You guys have seen it. He put his head down, smashed that dude from Michigan. And, how do you think that the balance should be as far as the running attack? Like I said, Woody's going to be Woody. We're going to use him out the backfield. We're going to use him in the pass game, screenplay, whatever, because he's that type of talent. But how do you want to see Quinn Joyner utilized?
I wouldn't mind 50-50. Oh, you want to go, B. John?
No, go ahead. You got it.
I don't mind seeing it 50-50 because you're right. I seen that play Quinn Joyner. He's strong. He trucked. Was that Will Johnson he trucked?
Yeah, it was one of them guys. Yeah, I think it was him. But he trucked him. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's right. So I wouldn't mind seeing the balance. Last game, Woody had 13. I would like to see them both around like 13, 14. Keep them both fresh so they can run hard like that. I like Woody fresh. He quick. He electric. I want Joyner fresh. So I would split it 50-50.
Absolutely. What about you, B. Jones?
I agree, man. I expect them both to get a bunch of carries in the second half. After we jump on this lead, man, go ahead and control the clock, get them the ball. I expect to see a number 0 running over a number 4. I expect that. Just
absolutely.
Like he did number 2 last week. So
absolutely. And I wouldn't mind, I want to see, Marion Peterson as well as Brian Jackson. Both of those guys are some powerful running backs. And, I think that, I wouldn't mind seeing them guys, but I know we're going to have to wait until, we probably get a lead. But I think those are the type of backs, man. And Marion Peterson, believe it or not, he runs with a little bit of power, man, especially Brian Jackson. Brian Jackson, I label him as the next Lindell White type. Not saying he's going to be like Lindell White, but just that physical presence, man. He has some shake and bake with him. You feel what I'm saying? So what you guys thoughts on the younger backs?
Yeah, I mean, I hope we get to see him this game, man. I expect them to, like you said, man, they just change the pace. They're two totally different from the two ahead of them. but I think they should be utilized in certain situations as well, man. Get them acclimated if we can. So hopefully we get to
Absolutely.
see them this game.
Absolutely. Carter, what you think about it? The younger backs.
Yeah, the more backs, the better. Get them in there, and if we get them in there, we probably playing with the league. So get the young backs in there, and it ain't just about the backs. I just want our offensive line to bounce back. You know, the best way for the offensive line to bounce back is to get in the run game, right? Let them lean on somebody. Don't have them chasing edges, and you know what I'm saying. Let the offensive line lean, get some identity, get some dog work in them. Our defensive line got dog work. We need dog work on the offensive line. So the best.
So that means that the offensive line really they ought to come out with a bounce back in their step. They ought to come back with extra enthusiasm because they got to, people been hearing about the offensive line essentially being lost in the sauce. So they should have something to prove then, right, Carter?
Exactly. They should have a lot to prove. They should want to. They should want to because what grade they got PFF? I know PFF.
8, man. Somebody told me it was like an 8 out of 100, which was
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
I
So
think it was corrected to like a 28 or something. Either way, it's unacceptable. But
Okay, a 20. Well, I know one. The first report I saw, maybe that was a typo,
yeah,
but I never even heard of nobody getting a single digit.
right.
That's like that was yeah, that was a whole different type of thing. So yeah, I think they got a lot to prove, and I think they will bounce back. Because think
Yep.
about this. Look at the way they played against LSU. You know, were our runs the most effective? Not necessarily, but we were effective. And Miller Moss got some protection, and that's all we're looking for. We're looking for Miller Moss just to have some type of protection. LSU played against a decent South Carolina team. Came back from 14 points. That same South Carolina team went down to the Georgia, beat up on Georgia. Well, yeah, beat up on Georgia. They didn't win it, but it was 15-14. So you're talking about a decent LSU team. A lot of people say, "Oh, LSU's not that good." LSU had more. They didn't have the defensive tackle in the game. That the one that played against us, Clyde Edward Galaire, whatever his name is. But so I think we got a decent offensive line, man. If they can play like that, that's all we asking for. I think we'd be straight.
Based on reports that we heard this week, man, I think Connor Morset said that Henson really been getting on him, man. They heard him screaming and hollering all week, man. So we'll see, man, if they come out on fire.
I mean, do you guys think the noise in the stadium? Because I heard some people, I saw a clip where Elijah Page, he was sitting there and it was like he didn't hear it. You know what I mean? Like Josiah Stewart just went by him, but maybe the noise was a factor. You know what I mean? I don't know. What you guys think?
I think it was a major factor, in my opinion.
Yeah,
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 I mean the noise is good for a starter too, especially when you like backed up in the end zone when we was by our goal line. You know it's gonna be loud. It's real loud at that point in the field. So that's where I think we got the false start down in our own territory, where it's the loudest at for sure.
absolutely. So there's a couple of storylines. We're gonna talk about it. We know that the storylines exist. CJ Williams being number one, he's coming back to the college. He's from Mater Dei. Of course, you're gonna have Tackett Curtis. He was the linebacker that started over Eric Gentry. So that's a whole nother storyline within itself.
Yeah.
And then of course we got Alex Grinch coming back, man. So which one you guys want to touch on this first, man? CJ Williams, Alex Grinch, Tackett Curtis, man. That's some heck of a 3 storylines right there.
Look, man, I'm sorry, man. I know you deleted it, but I was happy to see it, bro. If y'all caught it, man, EG said he posted a tweet earlier saying that I did not forget.
Hey, go ahead. Yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Anybody screenshot that?
I didn't screenshot. I replied, but I didn't screenshot. I should have, man. But yeah, man. Hey, that's exactly what I want to hear.
Was that today? That had to be today.
That was today.
That's crazy because I saw he liked my video today. I put out a video about him and I put it on Twitter, and I saw he liked it, man. So it lets me know. Look, man, this guy's gonna come. He's gonna come with his mind right. We just pray for all these guys to stay healthy. He's gonna come with a mind with a mind to cause havoc, man. Carter, what you think?
Man, EG getting double-digit tackles. He probably get a couple of sacks. EG ain't fled. He been our best defensive player. I think, to tell you the truth, I think EG been our best player overall, period. Like,
Overall,
yeah,
yeah.
period.
You know what I said? I said him and Jalen Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
a cornerback, DB, he could do his work going unnoticed by just not getting thrown. So a DB locking down, you ain't even gonna notice that because he ain't even gonna really get no balls. But a linebacker, you finna see. And EG, he been killing.
He been balling, man.
I think
I
he
love what he's
guys ready.
doing.
No, listen. As far as J Rock, man, like you said, usually you get happy when you don't hear from the DB, but you've been hearing his name. He's been coming up and making plays, man. Coming up and run support, doing his thing in coverage, man. Just all around balling.
Yeah.
So
In between, if you guys don't mind, I got a bunch of super chats coming in here on my side. Hey, thank you, LA Sports Live. You said salute, fellas. Looking forward to see this team improve every week. We will be on point and come playoff time. Absolutely, I totally agree, man. Thank you. And I'm gonna read one more real quick because there's a bunch of them coming in. I'll be trying to. Christian, thank you. Oh, you already hit that Christian one, didn't you? Christian, you says Connor from We Are SC. I think he's from 24/7 Sports. Connor from We Are SC was reporting in practice this week that Mannheim was taking snaps at tackle. Do you think they will actually move Mannheim to tackle? That's a great question, man. Who would be at center? We know that what's his name? I know that he was hurt. What you guys think about that?
I'd like
yeah.
I like behind the move too because I think he too tall to be a center. I want my center like 6'2", low to the ground, get that leverage facing them bull defensive tackles. So sometimes I see Mannheim, he lose the leverage battle at the point of attack.
I saw that in the Michigan game. You absolutely right.
Yeah, Mason Graham and Kendall Grant was kind of eating them. So I would like to put Mannheim at a guard or even tackle, but anything but the center. What Mannheim 6'5"?
Yeah, I think he's around 6'4", 6'5", something like that. Yeah, I think he is around that.
Yeah, so I would like to see him move too, but he our best offensive lineman, so they just moved him there because they felt like we weakest there. So is Killen ready? Who would be our other center? Who would y'all move the center if we move Mannheim out the guard?
That's a great question. Ben Wallace is hurt, man. I think he's still trying to recover. That's a great question. I'm not sure even who they've been working. I hadn't even heard who they've actually been working as a secondary right now. And that's the thing. You got to have somebody that Miller can absolutely work with, man. As far as the snaps, the getting the snap count down, you got to have somebody that's doing it right. So, yeah.
And that's too. The center like the quarterback of the offensive line.
Absolutely. And if that's not right, man, that could cause some major problems. One thing about it, man, like I said, Wisconsin, they are not Michigan defensive line, but they will try to bring it and they will try to confuse you. So I don't think it's a time to be trying to, but I don't know what they've been practicing. I don't know. B. Jones, you know anything? Your sound.
So can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. The chat is saying that as Gino Quinones as our backup center right now.
That's right. I did hear that. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
I like Gino too. Y'all think he got enough experience? I think he got enough experience if we needed him to. He been
Absolutely.
around.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, my boy Ken had a question, man. That's Gunnery Sergeant Ken Wynn for United States Marine Corps, man. He got a question. He said, over under on swings, EG takes that Grinch.
Hey, man. Hey, he gonna put. You know what he gonna do? He gonna swing. The way he gonna swing on Grinch is every tackle he made, every big play he made. He gonna be knocking them out. And he gonna give him a left hook at the end, but he might get a pick because that quarterback. I'm telling you, he's not, as far as being pass efficient. He's not the most pass efficient guy, and so he he, can get raveled in the pocket, and he's not the most mobile quarterback.
Right. EG, he ain't gonna swing on nobody, but he definitely after every tackle, he definitely gonna be mad dogging that sideline.
Yep. Yep.
Sideline.
I think so too, man.
Don't let him get no sack. So, man, this gonna be the EG game. I love to hear that though. Yep. I wish all our players had that type of mentality. Don't forget, keep that chip. That gonna get us through this season.
Right.
But what y'all think about Tackett? Y'all been seeing Tackett? I've been watching Tackett at Wisconsin.
I've been, it man. Go ahead, Carter. You tell us what you think about it.
He looked better than he did with us, but he still don't look like that dude that we thought he was coming out of high school, right?
Right.
Tackett was a dude, when I watch his high school film, he was great when he seen the whole field. So in high school, he really was playing safety. He'll line up like 20 yards off the ball, see the play, and then just come downhill. In college, you just 5-10 yards off the line of scrimmage playing linebacker, so you ain't got that vision in space for you could just be a missile. I think Tackett would have been better trying to be a safety, to be honest with you.
But the question is, I'm not sure. I wasn't for sure how fast he was. Yeah, I thought about that last year. Mm-hmm. The fact that he did play safety in high school, you saw him over pursuing a lot of stuff. You could tell, like he was playing the position like he was a safety and over pursuing stuff. Whereas you got to read before you actually, once that play starts, you got to kind of read and hit the right gap, man. And so I don't think he was used to that. But I still believe in Tackett. I think he's an athlete, man.
So you spot on, Jay. What you're saying. I started off as a safety. As I got bigger, genetics kicked in. I ended up moving down to linebacker. So the difference is when you playing safety, you're playing outside in. Especially in that defense, you're playing outside in. You're almost a force player at that. But when you're playing linebacker, you're playing inside out. And I think it was harder for Tackett to grasp that. He was just so used to playing outside in, meaning that, you start outside in, you attack from the outside to turn them back in. You know what I'm saying? So that, and, he's new to that position. He didn't necessarily have to read before, in high school, at the high school level. So you get a team that is running a little trickery, a little motion here and there. He was frantic that year. He didn't know what was going on. And then, there's no linebacker in the country that could have played well under that defense, man. When you have an undersized 3-man front in front of you, you're going to get washed up every time.
Absolutely, because as the defensive line goes, everything else goes. And so, I totally agree with you.
Let me ask. Hold on, my bad, Jay.
No. Go ahead.
I ask y'all something before we switch topics. How did Alex get another job?
Well, but the thing about it, he's not the defensive coordinator. But I guess given the fact that our safeties, we had issues with the secondary, man. That's a great question, man. I don't know.
Yeah, he ain't coach. He ain't the D coordinator, but he the safety coach. So I say we go after safeties.
hey, go man. Miami is losing 21-14 against Virginia Tech in the second quarter. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep our eye on that. But listen, speaking of that, I totally agree with you. I don't want to get into that because that's a whole other thing. I think that's why I think we got a lot to prove, and I think we got a lot to play for, man. We're not out of the mix. You know what I mean? We are all the way in the mix. But so Tackett. And so Grinch, how do you think he's feeling coming back into the Coliseum now? He is, from what I heard, that's Coach Riley's godparent. Well, he's the godparents of Coach Riley's kids. And so I think they probably still have a relationship, but, Coach Riley did what he had to do as far as just handling business. That's why, if you guys remember, I was talking about, I said that's probably one of the most difficult decisions, but salute to Coach Riley. He did it. But how you think that situation is as far, and then twofold question, the tendencies of Lincoln Riley. Do you think Alex Grinch knows that and can pick up on that? What you guys think?
Well, first, are you gonna go, B?
You got it.
Oh, my first thought, how Grinch feeling. Grinch should be happy just to have a job. He should just be thankful. Like,
Yeah.
right? And do I think he go know any of Lincoln Riley tendencies? I mean, no. Like, he didn't even know Utah tendencies the week before they played us. They ran a little real
Right.
route.
Yeah, he lied about watching the film, right? Yeah.
I have no expectations for Grinch. If anything, Grinch gonna help us, right?
Yeah.
Grinch gonna be an asset, bro. He should just be thankful he got a job. I need to know who Grinch know. We need friends like that, bro. We need friends. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude should be at the high school level. So Grinch, he should just be thankful he there. And I don't think Grinch knowing the system gonna help them at all. I don't think so.
Well, let me tell you guys. Let me read this to you. The Wisconsin Badgers currently ranked 34th in total defense as of now, man. So what you guys think? I mean, 34th. That's not a bad def. That's not that bad of a defense.
Hold
So
on. My bad, Jay. I'm gonna cut you off.
no. Go ahead. Miss Grinch. What?
but no, the thing is, man, they only played 2 games.
Right.
So if you take, where do we rank after 2 games? You know what I'm saying?
No. We're ranked. We're ranked. I believe we ranked 20A overall
right.
in the country.
But I'm saying if you take, excuse me, you take last week away, where do we rank? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They've only played 2 games.
Yeah.
That's all they had to go for. So that is, you know, it's not as relevant, is what I say.
And then a lot of people, man. Well, we can't say that for Wisconsin, man. They didn't open. They opened up against. They had a cupcake, but then of course they played Bama, so they kind of balanced that out as far as. But they got for the defensive wise, they got that work, man. That's why. How do you guys think our offense is compared to Bama's offense? You know, I know they got Jalen Merrill. I know he's a mobile quarterback, but like, how do you think our offense compares to that? And then how do we compare and contrast of what we're gonna do compared to that offense? Carter.
Yeah.
Go ahead, B. Go ahead, B. I'll go next.
Listen, I don't think that Grinch will have that much of an advantage, man. Just to answer the question for earlier, it kind of ties into this, but I don't think he had that much of an advantage. The reason being, if you notice, Lincoln Riley, man, he tailors his offense to whatever quarterback he has. You know, so I think he's still trying to figure it out with Miller a little bit because Miller is more cerebral. That's his greatest gift as a quarterback. You know, you think about it. He's had Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, who's pretty mobile, Caleb Williams, you know, Baker Mayfield, who was not known for his mobility, but he was still pretty mobile. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first time he really had a true pocket passer who's cerebral as Miller. So he's kind of tailoring his offense to that. And I don't think Grinch has, you know, had to practice under that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too worried about Grinch knowing the offense.
Nah, I think Riley been around for what? Since 2016, 17. So I'm pretty sure his offense. It's all about what plays you gonna call. You can know a team offense, but it's a chess match. So you don't know his play calling. So I don't think Alex Grinch. I mean, he probably could give some type of tendencies, but I don't think enough to make a difference, right?
Right.
So I ain't worried about Grinch. I feel like I ain't worried about their defense.
So those 2 offenses though, what you guys think? Because we see what Alabama offense did, and we say that we got an offense. We believe we know our weapons. We got Zachariah Branch, and we'll talk about the receivers in a minute. But we got Zachariah Branch, we got Kyron Hudson, we got Deuce Robinson, we got Jacoby Lane, we got all these guys. We got multiple guys that can get it done. So how do you think our offense matches up? Because we saw, like I said, what Alabama did. What you guys think? And we know that the quarterback is a mobile quarterback. So do you think our offense is just as good, or we may be a step down? What you guys think?
So I think it can be just as good. I mean, obviously, if you get Miller protection, it's a wrap for your secondary. You know, if Miller can get some protection, it's a wrap. He's going to eat that secondary apart. So I think we could potentially put up more than 42, honestly.
Yeah, no, They pass rush ain't half as lethal as Michigan's, right? Anybody got they pass? Like how many sacks they got this year? I don't think they pass rush. I think we gonna be good because I feel like Miller gonna have time. Like I said, I seen a couple of their DBs look suspect, so I think our offense gonna be good. I just want us to do it in the right way for identity. I still don't, I know we could pass the ball around against them. I seen that we can't throw the ball around against them, but I want us to run, y'all. I want us to build that identity, right? I want the offensive line to get their confidence back. So I really don't want us to throw the ball around that much. I want us to
Yeah.
run. But I'm scared. Lincoln Riley, he love passing, so I know we at least gonna get up 40. But we gonna score for sure. It's just how we gonna score. I want us to run, but we gonna see.
So Alabama, yeah, I totally agree. So Alabama, they averaging right now 49 points a game, and through these 3 games, the team has gained like 1,400 yards, averaging 466 yards. Let me show you where USC is right now as far as that's concerned. Let me see, I have it here. And USC is like right at 30, I believe it's, let's see, I got it right here. I believe at 37 points per game. Let's see. Yeah, okay, USC is 37.5 points per game. And then Miller Moss has 72.73 percentage rating. So I think, 49, 37. So you're talking about a slight difference there. But they put up what, 49? Was it 49-10 or something against them?
I think 42.
42.
42-10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and they did it at Wisconsin. So I think in the college, man, and we'll get into the points what the score be. But I really believe that we should be able to put up at least the high 30s, man. At least. We have yet to score a 40-point game, man. What you guys' thoughts on that? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We did it against Utah State, but I'm talking about we did it against every team pretty much last year.
Yeah, I mean the dynamic is a little different this year. I think we'll gain our footing, in a couple of games once we really figure out the identity of our offense and what we really want to do. It seemed like Lincoln's still trying to figure that out. But I predicted a score of us scoring 38 points, which is just under 40.
That's where I'm at in high 30s. What about you, Carter?
Yeah, somewhere around there. This offense ain't as explosive as last year. It's more we gotta be more methodical, right? I don't think we probably average high 40s this year, but I think we could be as efficient, right? We could be as efficient with our possession. So this offense take a little bit longer to score. So automatically that gonna lower our possession, our pace, right? So we ain't gonna be scoring like Alabama. Alabama they got that different gear in their offense. Jalen Milroe, he could scramble, and they offensive line, they monster. They got that run game. So we ain't at that level of explosiveness, but we can be efficient. We can still be, efficient offense. That's what we got to look at. Not necessarily how many points. What's the points per possessions? Because some games you might get 8 possessions. Next game you might get 12, depending on how the defense doing as we getting off the field. Other teams, they go run the ball against us, run the ball. So every team gonna try to eat the clock. We gonna have short games, especially after that Michigan game. They gonna be like, okay, Michigan ran for 290. Let's run the ball on them. So I never know what the score gonna be because Michigan might ground and pound us, and that'll take away a couple possessions, right?
Well, I think that's going to definitely be the approach because while the quarterback is not locked, he's not exactly the quarterback of Michigan, but because he will throw it. But I do think that's their game. They got 2 pretty decent running backs. That's what they're going to try to do. And you look at the clock that they ate up. They had the ball for 35 minutes, whereas Alabama had it for like 24 minutes, which was like. That blew my mind when I saw it. I'm just like, man, you would think that Bama had the ball for the most time. What you guys thought?
Yeah,
Nah,
same thing.
quick.
I don't.
Go ahead. But Bama was scoring quick, Jay.
Yeah, they were. But do you think those were just longer drives, just driving down the field from a run? or you just think it was a tribute to the quick pass? I mean, the quick score.
It was both. Like I seen
Yeah.
one, the running back broke for like you could go beat, but hold on. The running back broke for like 40 yards, had a touchdown, then they do like a 40-yard touchdown play. So they had explosive plays. Both
Absolutely.
both run and pass. Go ahead, B. My bad.
No, I said Wisconsin has like prior to said they have some pretty good running backs, but they're not nearly as explosive as Michigan's were. So I don't expect them. I expect us to do exactly what we listen. Listen, aside from those three big runs, we was destroying Michigan's run game, man.
And that's what Go ahead, B.
No, you got it. Go
Well,
ahead,
that's
chime
what a
in.
lot of people. I just don't want because you hearing some of the media, but then I heard some of the media actually acknowledge the fact that we did seal up that it was just only three explosive runs, and I really believe, man, the way that defense was playing, and then they were playing away, they just looked at like the intensity level was just. And Carter, you talked about Eric Gentry. I think I agree with you on that. However, I did see Jalen Smith, man. Did you see that play where it was going to the left, to our left, to their right? But he fought off. I don't know if that was a tight end, and then he made that tackle. I'm like, man, the way they playing, like Jalen Smith has always kind of been like that. But dang, it seemed like these dudes, Eric Gentry, both of them, and I think it's all attributed to coaching.
Yeah.
Both of those guys seem like they got a little extra pop in them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
Jay.
don't
That
see too many-
about I was thinking like, man, how is Jalen Smith that strong? He looks skinny.
He said, I mean, it tripped me out. That was that a tight end?
I don't know, but the
I think
receiver,
so. I
whoever
think it
it was,
was.
they bigger than
He
him. They
he was way
Yeah.
bigger than him. He was like wow.
First off, you
Yeah.
don't see too many corners making that play in general, even if it's a receiver blocking, let
But
alone being a big
that's
receiver.
an NFL type of play though. When you able to use utilize those hands like that, and had that strength, he had the leverage on them, and then he made the tackle
Absolutely.
because they were attempting to hold again. They were hold. That's the most holdingest team I ever seen in my life.
y'all think they're gonna be letting them hold again this game?
What's
You
crazy?
know, I'm glad you asked that because
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's what I want to see, man. I want to see was that just the way Big Ten is officiated, or we got we got the home treatment.
That probably was welcome to the Big Ten, right?
Right. That's what I'm interested to see, man. So
I
yeah, I
think it
guess we
was
can
that, man. I think I heard a podcast, a Big Ten podcast, where they were talking. Somebody was asking the question, and I'm not even gonna speak that, man. But it looked like I don't know if that's the way they operate in the Big Ten, but I mean, if it is, that's insane. And if that's what they call it, Big Ten football, you
yeah.
know what I mean? That's wild. If that's what they considering Big Ten football, trying to fight through holes, not fight through blocks.
Right.
But I heard them was old Pac-12 refs that was hired. The ref in the Big Ten now.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, I
But
heard
I don't know
that.
how true that is. I
Right.
can't verify that. But I did hear that same thing.
We gonna see. So speaking of that, so say if it is a close game, because I ain't gonna lie, I thought we was gonna whoop on Michigan, we didn't. So if it is a close game, like what is the keys to victory for us? What y'all keys to the game? You know what I'm saying? Expecting that it might be a close game, you know.
B. Jones.
Execution, taking care of what we can take care of. Obviously, taking care of the ball, but we can't have any drop balls, man. In crunch time, we got to get the guys that have sure hands on the field and that have experience. I mentioned that last week after the Michigan loss. And this is no knock on anybody else, any of our young guys, but you look at our older guys like Kyron and you have Kyle Ford. I said to y'all earlier this week, I think, whenever y'all seen Kyle Ford drop a pass,
We're gonna have to yeah. We're gonna finish this key to the game, but we're gonna have to talk about the receivers, man. But yeah, yeah. I
Nah,
love all of our receivers, but yeah, I don't want to change up the subject, but yeah, I feel you on that.
I hear you. But look, with the wide receivers, I think we should tighten up the rotation and just pick like a top four, top five. I'm not really a fan of like parading out 8 or 9 receivers, right? I want the quarterback to get locked in with a couple, have type of chemistry where they thinking alike, I don't really like the 8 or 9 wide receivers platooning. What y'all think?
I'm not necessarily a fan of it, but I think it all depends on how the offense is operating. Because I mean, you got to use certain ones for certain, like Deuce. Deuce and Jacoby. We know that we could throw 50-50 balls to them, like the way Miller did that in the end zone with Jacoby Lane. That nobody else is gonna get that ball but Jacoby. Jacoby went up there and got it. So I just think that given the situation of football, but I feel you on that. I feel you, and as a player, you really don't. It's sometimes it's hard to adapt unless you're getting your reps. And I always felt like that with running back as well, man. So it's kind of a touchy situation, but that's how, for whatever reason, that's how Lincoln Riley does it. But I guess we could say, pick which 4 receiver would you pick then? I could tell you who I would go with. Makai's not here anymore, but I would go with Deuce Robinson. I would go with Jacoby Lane, probably Kyron Hudson, and maybe if he was here, Makai Lemon. That's who I would go with if I had to start 4. What about you guys?
Who'd you say again? You said Deuce.
I said Deuce, Jacoby Lane, Kyron Hudson, and Makai Lemon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that.
If I just had to pick, what you guys think?
Yeah,
I want to use Zachariah Branch a different way. I want to use him, but we'll talk about that too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I would probably take the same, but I would definitely have. I mean, listen, that's my guy, man. Kyle Ford got to be in there, man. He's taking advantage right now.
Yeah. I forgot that quick about Kyle Ford. Yep. What about you, Carter?
Me, well, my thing is what I'll do is I'll have a top 2 and then I'll rotate everybody else, right? So I'll have my top 2 that's basically never coming off the field. That's never coming off. Then them other 2 or 3 spots, I'm finna rotate them. Because I gotta have some alpha receivers. I gotta have some receivers, like I said, that's locked in with the quarterback to the point they got so many reps, they thinking alike. So judging these first take Jacoby and Deuce off the field.
Say that one more time, Carter. You kind of breaking up. Say it one more time. Carter, we can't even hear you, man. You kind of breaking up bad. He might have hit an area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he hit an area. Hey, Carter, if you could hear us, we can't hear you. But it sounded like he said he would take. I'm not sure if this is correct, but it sounded like he said he would take Jacoby and Deuce. Hey, you there? Carter, you there? Yeah, I think you. I think you're in a bad. I think you're in a bad area. You might have to cut the sound down.
Yeah. Okay, y'all hear me?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, we can hear you now. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying I would have a top 2 and rotate the rest, right? So I have a top 2 that never basically come off the field. That's locked in with the quarterback. They got so many reps together on the field in the game. They think alike, right? So I have my top 2. My top 2 at this point, looking at the first 3 games, is Jacoby and Deuce. I would never keep them off the field. And then them other 2 or 3 spots, I would rotate the other receivers.
No, I feel you on those. So you were saying that Jacoby and Deuce thus far has been the most consistent, not Kyron Hudson at all, or Zachariah Branch.
Yeah, I mean Kyron, he being consistent, but I feel like we got to target Deuce and Jacoby more. Like I feel like they mismatches. They both 6'5", can jump and run. I feel like we should take advantage of that more. To me, they mini Megatrons, they mini Calvin Johnsons to me.
And that's what I was saying. Them 50-50 balls can be thrown to them at any time. And who's going to guard that?
Nobody. Either they going to catch it or nobody catching it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about it. I have my top two, then I rotate everybody else. Cause y'all think about it. That's why Dorian and Mario transferred. They wasn't getting enough snaps. They trying to make it to the league as well.
Yeah. Mario dropped a lot of balls too. But as far as the drops though, when we look at our receiver core right now, how would you guys, if I were to ask you, what would you rate our wide receiver core right now? Like coming to the season, I know all of us, man. We all, and I'm still high on them. I just believe there were a couple of miscues. They just, because I saw where a couple of times those guys just turned their head, man, and just because they basically knew that they had a touchdown, and so they turned their head, dropped the ball. But how would you rate our performance right now as it relates to the receiving core?
Oh, a little disappointed, man. A little disappointed. Um, like I said, I mean, outside of the drop balls, they look fun, but we can't have those drop balls. They dropped some balls in key moments that we really needed, and not just this game, the LSU game as well, and
Yeah,
even the Utah State game. So we got to clean that up, man. Receiving core,
yeah,
they got to clean themselves. I mean, I'm sure they are, but yeah, maybe we can't have that. We can't have that.
absolutely, man. So moving on, Miller Moss. How many TDs will Miller Moss throw for this game, man? What is the expectations when you're looking at this game with Miller Moss? Miller Moss, like I said, I gave you his passer completion rating, which was like 75%. He's been good. The only, if I had one critique, and you guys could tell me if you guys agree with this or not. If I had one critique with Miller Moss, and I've noticed this, um, whether it's the Louisville game, I noticed when he threw the pick six, it was thrown to the left side and it was kind of staring down. When it was the Utah State game, it was to the left side and the guy almost jumped the pass. And then when it was the Michigan game, it was to the left side and it was kind of staring down. That's the only thing I would say anything about Miller Moss, man. What you guys' thoughts on that? Do you think it's the defense studying that, or what do you guys, or is that just what you guys think?
I agree with you on that. I've seen the same thing. You know, we got away with one against Utah State, and then the following week at Michigan, he did that. We didn't get away with it. Will Johnson was too good for that. But I mean, on both of them, I think that Miller was just staring down his receiver, man, in the flats. And one, Zach, I mean, you know, Branch didn't help him out by fading away, but either way, you can't have that, man. You can't stare your receiver down, especially in the flats, man, when they're ready to jump on that, just waiting on you, you know, just staring at you to see what you're gonna do. So you can't have that, man. You can't stare, you know, can't stare your receiver down, man. That's what happens. It ain't a good defense.
Right. What you think, Carter? That same side, that left side. What you think? I think he might be out of commission, man.
Yeah, no, he said we back for a minute, but
Oh, okay. I didn't even hear him. I didn't hear. Okay. So yeah. But as far as getting the ball down the field, man, I still believe that Miller is that guy that's gonna get the ball down the field.
absolutely.
He's accurate. Now I could say this, man. Miller throws that ball better than anybody as far as when I mean he can do it as far as the tight spaces. We saw tight throws. We saw it against LSU, Utah State. I mean he gets the ball and he still gets it out quick. But yeah, we're gonna need him to get that time in the pocket just to release that ball. All he needs is about two seconds, man. I think Carter dropped out.
Oh, there you go. He's back. Well, like you said, man, that's literally my only critique I have on Miller. Everything else, man, he's solid.
You're alive. I know I lost time.
Carter. I think he back. Carter.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You loud and clear now. What did you hear my question?
Nah, I didn't hear it. What you say?
I was saying that Miller Moss. I said, man, Miller Moss does some phenomenal things. The only critique I would have, and I noticed this, and I think I texted B Jones last week during the game or after the game. I can't remember, but I noticed that every time, when we had his picks, the pick six was to the left hand side against Louisville. The pick six against Michigan was to the left-hand side, our left-hand side, if we're looking at it on TV. But yeah. And then against Utah State, he almost jumped it, the pass, and that was to the left-hand side. What's your thoughts on that? You think it's defense studying that, or do you think it's just what you think? Carter, you there? I think he may be out of commission, man. But so anyway, yeah. We'll definitely move on. So how many touchdowns this game, man? How many touchdowns do you think we'll have this game?
Passing touchdown. You talking about from Miller?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna say 3 from Miller and 2 rushing touchdowns.
3 for Miller and 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah. I'm feeling you on that. I think Miller gonna have 4, man. I think Miller could have 4 touchdowns. And yeah, we said 38 points, so 7, 14, 21, 28. I think Miller could definitely have 4 touchdowns throwing the ball easy. That's not even, that'll give us 28 points. And I think Woody gonna get him one. I think, man, I want to see. Here's the thing, man. I really want to see. I don't want to see Zachariah Branch fair catching anything. I don't want to see. Whether it's the punt return or the kick return. Zachariah Branch is way too explosive, in my opinion, to do any type of fair catching with he has it. So, what you think? Do you think he was hurt, or what do you think it is?
Man, I really can't call it, Jay, man. I've been trying to figure it out all week, man. I'm like, why didn't he return that one, man? It just baffled me because, man, I mean, I was happened to be watching the game with a Michigan fan. When he saw the ball was even returnable, he was squirming in the seat, man. He's like, oh, man, they actually kicked it to Zach Branch right now. I'm like, yeah. And I'm sure I'm licking my chops like, yeah, Zach about to house this and nothing. Like, I don't know. That was the weirdest thing to me, man.
It's super weird. He's too explosive. He's too energetic. It almost looked like he was hurt. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't even know how to describe what I saw from Zach Branch. But I'm looking for a bounce back game. I want him. I think that's another way we could score 28 points with Miller. Hopefully 7 with Zach Branch on a punt return or a kick return. And then I'm looking for maybe Woody, maybe Quinn Joyner to get some points. That'll put me up there, I think, to the high 30s, man. What you think? How you think our scores will come?
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna say 3 from Miller, 2 rush touchdowns, maybe even a defensive touchdown.
All right.
I think for sure EG gonna get a pick, man. I'm calling it this game, man. EG gonna get it one.
Absolutely. So look, man, let's drop that link real quick. I think you could do it on your end. I don't know if I could do it on my end. If you got it, and we could take a couple calls, man, and hear from some fans, man, and see exactly how they feeling about this game, what they think Miller's gonna do, what they think Zach's gonna do, what they think these receivers gonna do, and then what is our defensive line gonna do? You got it? Oh man, yeah, my brother just texted me, said upset alert from Miami. You got that link? Hold on just a second. We're about to drop that link, man. Those who want to come on, we're gonna ask you if you could just turn your camera off, if you don't mind. This time, turn your camera off and just let that voice go. And we want you guys to call in, tap in with us, and let us know what you guys' thoughts on the game. Hopefully we get Carter to come back. Wow, Washington's about to play Rutgers. B. Jones, I can't even hear you. Oh, there go Carter right there.
Y'all can hear me now?
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad for the technical difficulties. My bad. My apologies.
No, you good.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take some calls, Carter.
All right, let's take
the link is in the chat, man. Whoever want to join, go ahead and pop up.
You guys come on in and tap in. We're gonna talk about this. We want to know what you guys think. I'm trying to find this Miami game. Washington is playing Rutgers. I want to see how Rutgers is looking. But I think Rutgers actually been playing some decent football. Anybody checked out Rutgers lately?
Rutgers got a good old line, man.
They got You know what? They got the biggest. Do they have the biggest offensive line in the Big Ten? I saw PFF. No, it was Rivals. One of them. I thought I screenshotted that picture. Did you send that to me, or did I send that to you?
I'm not even sure, Joe.
Yeah, they got like one of the biggest offensive lines in the country. But yeah, Rutgers, man, I think they up 7-3 right now at Rutgers.
Yeah, I think they got the highest rated offensive line in the country. Period.
That's it. Yep. And you know, I heard somebody say, "Oh, Rutgers is not." Look, I saw them when they played Ohio State last year. Man, they were very, very competitive. Of course, they didn't have the dogs to finish out that game, but Rutgers, man, they be playing some decent football, man.
Right, I agree.
So anybody hit the? We played them at 8:00 on a Friday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's nasty.
There'll be another good test for our defense alone.
Oh man, I don't think nobody from my end could see that link.
Really?
Let me look in the chat. Let me see if I see that link in the chat. Because I know they would get in there.
Can you copy and paste it?
Yeah, let me see if I even got it on here. What I got in there? No, that's something else. Let's see. I got it. Yeah. Let me copy. Let me go back into my Gmail real quick. I'll type right back in. I'm still here.
Okay, we got B Jenkins waiting.
Okay, yeah. Tell B Jenkins to come on. Okay, they can see it then.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
what's up? What's up?
Man, not much listening to the podcast, to the live, man. But yeah, Rutgers playing Washington right now. Rutgers up 7-3 in the second quarter with like a minute 52 though.
Yeah. Is that minute 52 in the game or that's the halftime?
No, in the second quarter.
Okay, second. Okay. Yeah. You've been checking that Miami game out?
No, we don't play them, so I ain't really watching them. I'm looking at the teams who we play, so trying to see what their schemes look like, their offensive line look like. Rutgers does have a big offensive line, but it looked like one of the linemen just went down. I can't tell if it's the guard or maybe the tackle. Hold on, it may be the. I don't know. I can't hardly tell. I can barely tell. Yeah, but I'm waiting to see what our O-line gonna look like on Saturday, man. We were getting killed on that. What was that? Left side.
Yeah.
And we had to come in and make the adjustments, which was a good thing. Making those adjustments. That's one thing I can say about Riley and the new defensive staff. They make adjustments. They make in-game adjustments. We don't wait until the last minute and try to guess at things on the fly. But I think we need to come out and definitely establish the run. And you're right, Miller Mouse, he does have a tendency to stare down receivers on that left-hand side. But then again, Zach Branch didn't help him out by falling backwards. He got to test that. He got to attack that ball. One receiver I saw really attack that ball was Jacoby Lane when he threw it up on the right side. You know who he reminded me of when he went up and got that ball?
Dwayne Jarrett.
Yeah, he reminded me so much of Dwayne Jarrett when he went up and got that ball. But when we play physical teams, in which looks like the majority of teams we're gonna play in the Big Ten are physical, I would love to see Jacoby on there on that field along with Deuce and my man Kyle Ford. Kyle Ford is a big physical receiver, man. I think when we go big, can nobody in the conference match up with us. Now, if we want to run a 4 receiver set, then of course you want to put Kyron Hudson in there, or maybe what's the kid from Auburn named Jay Fair? Put him in there. But I agree with Carter, man. We don't need to do a whole bunch of rotation at the receiver. Pick up 2 or 3. I would say at least two good, dependable receivers that's going to be on there, and the rest of them get in where they fit in at. I would love to see something like that, but definitely I think we need to establish the run. And the defense is doing great. I think they were doing great on the defensive side of the ball, with the exception of that last drive. They really didn't have too many, they really didn't run it down our throat like the way the number C, if you go back and watch that game, those 3 big runs is what killed us. Those 3 big runs is what killed it, especially the last run, because Humphreys had the kid wrapped up. But like I said on your last live, Jay, he just so happened to grab him around the most powerful part of his body, and that's his quads. and Ramsey didn't come in and clean them up. So it's just a few things that they need to clean up. I think that we're going to be fine down the stretch. The most important thing is going to be keeping them healthy, especially that O-line.
Absolutely. So what type of game? How do you think it's going to play out, man? And what's going to be your score prediction?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I want to ask B something real quick before you switch topics. Still on the receivers.
Yeah.
So you like Kyron and the big dudes. What you think we should do with Zach? I heard somebody saying they think Zach should be moved to running back or something.
No,
well, not the running back. Not the running back. I would say, of course, definitely punt return and kick return. But Zach been dropping a lot of balls, man. Even if you go back to last season, I mean, we tried to force a lot to him. It's like him and Miller don't have the chemistry down. Go back and look at that bowl game. Either the passes were overthrowing him. He was overthrowing them. Even in that game right there that we lost to Michigan, there was a couple of overthrown passes. It's like they don't have the chemistry down. I think what it is Miller is looking for those big physical receivers, and Zach is a smaller target. Look at all the receivers that he throws to: Kyron Hudson, Deuce, and Jacoby. All of those guys are 6'2" or taller.
Yeah.
And I think Kyron is right at 6'1", but Zach, was he 5'9", 5'10" on a good day? You understand what I'm saying? So it goes back to what Carter was saying, man. You got to have chemistry, but when you throw it to a certain spot, you throwing, it's muscle memory. But if you're used to throwing to 6'1", 6'2", 6 and above, 6'4", then you get a 5'9" receiver. That muscle memory is not going to know to come down right then, and then you're turn into aiming it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you don't want them to do.
No doubt. That's why I think, I pick my starters, and that's why I say if I would have a choice, if I would have the 4 starters, of course, Jacoby, Deuce Robinson, Mekhi Lemon, and then Kyron. But I said as it relates to Zach, I think you got to have design plays for him, man. Like whether it's I'm not even saying necessarily
in a 2-back set. What about in a 2-back set? Bring them out of the backfield and send them on a wheel route, and then bring somebody physical or fast that's underneath.
Absolutely.
And to clear, to get that linebacker out of there, run them on that wheel route, because definitely a DN can't keep up with it. You understand what I'm saying? So they're gonna have to put either a safety or a linebacker on them. And when you clear out that middle, drag somebody right underneath. I would say that, but if I'm looking at receivers, man, listen, Kyle Ford catch everything coming his way.
Everything. He's super strong.
Everything coming his way. He got strong hands. Even that pass when they played against LSU, Miller Moss was throwing. He was throwing it to Zach. Kyle Ford came out of nowhere, snatched it out the air, and took off for another 25, 30 yards fast.
And nobody want to tackle that guy. Kyle Ford looked like almost like a mini tight end.
Right.
Yeah, it's like my man said. We got 3 Megatrons on the team almost, with Deuce, Kyle Ford, and Jacoby Lane.
Yeah.
Just put it up there. Let your receivers go do the work.
And let me ask you guys this, talking about that, because the names, a lot of times when you have these names, whether it's Corey Foreman, whoever it is, you get these names, and because of the names, sometimes, it's almost like you got to put them in. And I'm not saying that Zach is not good enough. We know that he's good enough. We know that he's capable. Right. But like I said, you got to have design plays for him. But as far as to your point, Big Jenkins, you gotta get some powerful. So, and then to Carter's point, some powerful alpha male type guys. I think Kyle Ford is definitely one of them. He looked like he was running so hard up that sideline with LSU. Like, how in the world? How do you leave him out? That is.
And that's what I'm saying. Names and stars are going to play big into it. And whoever is on that recruit trip, that's how I think Riley calls a lot of those offensive plays. And you wonder, why is he calling that? Okay, who he got on a recruit trip? Who's that? Who's coming to see? Who's visiting at the running back? Who's visiting at the wide receiver spot? If you got that kid who just committed, what's his name? The wide receiver out of Utah,
Miles.
He gonna be going. He gonna be going pass heavy. If you got a big time running back, he gonna be running the ball. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, you gotta play your offense though. You know what I
You gotta
mean?
play your offense, but if I'm recruiting, man, I'm throwing that ball. If I got a kid Miles, if I'm recruiting him, I'm throwing that ball around. Why? Because I want him to see him vision himself playing within catching these passes. If I got a running back there, I'm leaning on the run. I'm opening up holes.
Yeah.
Part of that goes into the recruiting as well. I'm not saying it's going to be the total part, total package of Riley's play calling, but you can best believe he's thinking about that. Hey, look, I'm trying to recruit this kid. Hey, let me throw this ball around.
Yeah, that make
Part
a
of
lot of
that, part of that goes into effect. But Kyle Ford, man, he got to see the field, and I know Zach Branch is special. I get it. But Kyle Ford, man, I don't see how he not see the field, especially in that Michigan game. We needed him in that Michigan game. A lot of those passes that Zach was dropping, and I don't know what the factor was with him, but I think Kyle Ford catches those passes. I'm sorry.
B. James, I hate to cut you off, man, but we do have to get to another caller.
Yeah, go ahead. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, big dog. Hey, you already know we're going live. We might do a pregame, man. If y'all want to do a pregame, let me know. We might. Well, that's kind of early. I got to go get it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate you having me on, guys.
No,
All
right, fam.
All right, man. But yeah, like B. James was saying, man, before I even get to this next caller, I've been pounding the table for Kyle Ford, man. I'm telling you, the man went to two knee surgeries and he's still balling. Like
we've been saying that. We were saying that before he transferred to UCLA. You remember that? I mean, we couldn't understand. When Jordan Addison and Mario, a couple guys got hurt. Man, Kyle Ford, Michael Jackson, them two dudes was coming in getting it. They was balling. And Miller Moss, you remember when Caleb was here? Miller Moss had chemistry with Kyle Ford in the spring game. 100%. He's always had chemistry with Miller Moss.
Yep. Listen, Kyle Ford would be in the NFL right now had he never got hurt. Coming out of high school, man, that was the most polished high school receiver I had ever seen. Him
and Drake London. I remember I thought the same way about Drake London. When I saw him in high school, I was like, them two guys, they was almost equal to me in my mind. But we already know, Drake London kind of pulled away.
Yep. All right, let's take the next call. We got Christian Ragland coming on. Christian, what's up, man? Talk to us.
What's going on, fellas? It's a lot to unpack. It's been a long, intriguing call, so a lot to unpack. But I guess I'll start with my spiel first off. Since we're talking about the wide receivers, man, what I would like to see if Zach Branch is going to play wide receiver, I would like to see him be used more like Jordan Addison or Hollywood when Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma. Take him out the slot and put the speed on the outside. Right now, what we're lacking at the wide receiver position is we don't have anyone that can stretch the field speed wise, right? To put that pressure on the safety, to run those post routes that go out, because everybody gonna do the same thing. The pedigree is out on Riley. Rush fold, drop everybody back in zone, make them work their way down the field. So that man to man, the crossing routes and all that, it's not gonna work in the zone. So the only way you're gonna get that zone, you're gonna have to throw in the gaps and you're gonna have to stretch the field. So if we're gonna play Zach Branch, take him out the slot, put him on the outside. So we especially this game, if you watch Wisconsin play, all three games, they struggle with speed on the outside. Alabama beat them deep every play because they could not keep up with the speed of Alabama wide receivers. Not only that, their linebackers can't cover the running backs coming out the backfield. They've played 3 games, and that's what they've been killed on. Linebackers can't cover running backs coming out the backfield, and they can't keep up with nobody's speed on the outside. Another thing I would like to see us do at the wide receiver position, especially with our tight end being hurt, why not go to a 5 wide receiver set and move Deuce to the tight end? Those routes that we normally run, put Deuce Robinson at tight end. I mean, that's what he played in high school.
You talking about those up the middle routes?
Yeah, or even when Saturday we kept trying to throw to the tight end. That's how he got hurt. Coming, running a little 5-yard outs and things like that.
I don't like that play right there. I don't like for whatever reason, because I think to me it's telegraphed in the past when you run that sometime, and you can kind of tell it's coming. What you guys think?
That shovel pass? Is that what we're talking about?
No, not the shovel pass. You know that we slip the tight end out. Either he'll just run a straight go and they try to hit it over the linebacker head, or Saturday he was running out a lot.
Yeah, I think that would be better, more suited for a Walter Matthews or a bigger receiver.
But I say if we
I'll
gonna
put
do that,
Cal Ford right there.
Put Deuce Robinson. If we gonna do that, put Deuce Robinson at tight end, and that means he's gonna be matched up on a linebacker or safety, and they're not gonna be able to guard him.
So you basically saying put a more athletic person out there to be able to maneuver around that linebacker.
What I'm saying is basically, but I'm saying Deuce Robinson, not tight end all the time, but in certain packages. If we gonna do that, we can have Deuce, we can have Jacoby, we can have uh Hudson, you know what I'm saying? We can have the I can't even remember his name right now. Got it. They left, went to UCLA, came back. We can
Yeah.
have a 4 or 5 receiver set and but take the tight end out and put Deuce at the tight end. Now he matched up on a linebacker and safety. They're not going to be able to guard him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we got mismatches, but are we utilizing them the right way? That's the question. You know what I mean? Carter, you was about to say something.
Nah, I'm saying I get what he's saying. That's a way to get an extra wide receiver out on the field without going empty set, but still had a threat to run, still have a running back on the field, but with an extra receiver. So I get what he's saying. Deuce Robinson coming out of high school, we thought he was gonna be a tight end. Lincoln
Right.
Riley, one who made him a wide receiver and slimmed down. I thought he was gonna be the next Jimmy Graham at tight end. That's what I thought Deuce was gonna be. So I get what he's saying. Get Deuce, Cal Ford, get them matched up on the linebackers. And like he was saying earlier, Wisconsin, he right. They get eat up. They get ate up. Everything he saying was on point. Same thing I saying. So he right. He on point.
Absolutely, absolutely. Christian, you had something else you wanted to point out.
Well, this Saturday is going to tell us a lot about our offensive line, right? Wisconsin defense ranked 34, but they played 3 games, and the first 2 games was Western Michigan. They almost lost. South Dakota almost lost, right? So your defense should be ranked pretty high when you're playing that caliber. We've seen what they've done against Alabama, but in every game they couldn't stop the run. So we should be able. This is going to tell us a lot about our offensive line Saturday. If we cannot run the ball on Wisconsin, there's a problem. Their defensive line is the weakest part of their team.
So let me ask you: do you think LSU defensive line compared to Wisconsin's defensive line, which one would you say?
It's better. LSU defensive line is better.
Yeah, and they didn't have that guy, he's hurt now, but yeah, I will say so too. I didn't like the way they used and they moved him back. I think they put him back there at the edge. What's his name? Perkins.
Yeah, he's hurt though. He's done for the year.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely say the same thing. So
if we can't run the ball this Saturday, we have a real issue at offensive line.
One more thing before you get out of here. We talked about before you came on, you might have been on. Who would you start, Elijah Page or Tobias Raymond, provided that Jonah Monheim plays at the center spot?
Okay, you just put a wrench in what I was about to say. I was kind of like moving Monheim back to tackle.
Well, that's what they were saying. But do you think that'll shatter the confidence of Elijah Page? Look, Elijah Page, when he played against Louisville, he balled out. I mean, and he's played well. We said different factors could possibly be, whether it's the noise in the stadium, whatever. Maybe Josiah Stewart just different or whatever. Do you think it could be a bounce back game and a confidence builder for Elijah Page?
If they start him and he plays well, then it can be a confidence booster. But playing in the big house as well. From watching, I'm a film buff. You talk Instagram stuff. I watch film. I watch 4 games in one, and I watch films during the week on every team, and I just love football. So, and I'm a X's and O's type of guy and technique and all that. But watching that game again, unfortunately, I have to watch it again from Saturday. It was a good deal of plays that he just seemed to not get off the ball on the snap count. So it wasn't due to effort or lack of skill. A lot of plays he got beat on he was just slow off the ball.
Yeah.
They was already one step. They was already one step before he moved, and a lot of times they got to do with being out there to tackle. You came here. You're not. You're not right there by the ball. You're not seeing the ball. But again, that's really no excuse from that because I played DB in college, but in high school I played quarterback. And one thing that our offensive line did, and our coaches taught our offensive line, when it's loud, is that they had certain things. They'll even, hold hands, the guard a tap, what I'm saying, at the snap of the ball, tap his leg. So, so there's things to get around it. But who should start? It's hard for me to say because I'm not at practice this week. I would have liked to see how he responded. How did he respond to getting benched? How did he respond in practice? Like, did he come out and practice harder? Did he throw his head down? Watching all the SC stuff, Riley don't allow a lot of people at practice, but Mark Copeland, all them guys, they tell us what they seen at practice, and it sounds like the offensive line coach was in his behind this week. You know what I'm saying? Like they were saying he was cussing, like, you got to get to the effing linebacker. So it's a good chance he might not be starting this week. It seems like maybe what they seen Saturday and what was going on in practice this week might not have been getting fixed. I can say one thing: the second half, when he left out and the change was made, the offensive line played completely better. And
totally different.
Yeah. And so I'm one of them ones, you can lose your job to injury and you can lose your job to bad play. If the next man come up and he's balling, hey, it's up to you to get it back.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. You right on point with it, man. But I definitely appreciate you tapping in, man. You always do, man. So look, man, hey, it's gonna be go time tomorrow, man. We might do a pregame thing, but look, man, I think give me a score prediction before you get out of here.
Man, I'm gonna go 31-13. This week we at home. We're not gonna be like Michigan where we backed up for the first quarter, all the drives. The key to this game is to get out fast and start fast and play fast. And what I mean by play fast is Wisconsin is slow and they can't deal with speed. Let's move with tempo. Let's hit them quick. Let's get our running backs matched up on their linebackers. Let's get some speed on the outside. I mean, I would like to see us, even start off to get in groove with a no huddle. Like, let's start fast, hop out, make that quarterback have to beat us through the air because we gonna see what we seen against Michigan. Though they almost lost to two bad teams, and they lost to Alabama in a dominant fashion. The reason they lost to Alabama in a dominant fashion is because the quarterback got hurt and they started turning the ball over, but they gashed Alabama on the ground. They were opening some holes against Alabama's defense. So they can run the ball. They have two running backs. They have a big bruiser. Then they have one that's more like a cat speed guy. But that big bruiser, he was gashing Alabama for 3 and 4 yards. They were opening holes. So we don't want to get back into one of them games. So we got to start fast and play fast. We hop out 14-0, make them go away from that run. That's what Alabama did, and it was over from there. But if the offense don't come out, we don't start fast, and we stay in this one possession, and we allow them to pound the ball like that, it's going to be a closer game than what we want.
We don't want that. We don't want that because if that starts to happen, well, I'm not even going to speak that.
We ain't running from it. Listen, man, we did a pretty good job. Overall, we did a good job stopping the run. So we don't fear that, man. And I'm sure that after watching that game, they feel pretty confident that they can come out like that against us. But Kristen, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all. Keep doing up the great work. Hey, Miami is down 24-17, so hopefully this Virginia Tech about to kick a field goal.
Hey, guess what? They are what we thought they were. You see how they try to put up Mario Cristobal? But I ain't going to say nothing about that. They always do it. Paul Feinbaum did it. ESPN did it. They all said Mario Cristobal, this is the expectation. I'm going to wait. He does it again.
27-17. Virginia Tech just went up 10.
Are you serious?
Somebody halfway decent.
Yeah, game on ESPN.
All right, Christian, we're going to get the next guy in here, man.
All right, man. Fight on, fellas.
And I'm going to have to tap out because I got in just a second because I got my batteries lost in the sauce.
Nah, he right though when he talking about we should be able to run the ball on them now.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you earlier. Like, I want to see come out, run the ball, let them get that confidence. Let them get that confidence.
We're gonna take two more, fellas. Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah. Let's get 2 more in.
All right, we got Brian. Brian, talk to us, man.
What's cracking, y'all? Hey, USC J, I just wanted to reach out to you and tell you, man, I appreciate your channel. I appreciate your content that you put out, and I appreciate you allowing me to have an opinion in your chat room and not, take it to heart if I disagree with you and stuff like that. So I just wanted to, make it known that I appreciate you, brother.
Man, I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate the support, man. Appreciate you tapping in.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, and yes, sir.
My bad, not to cut you off, but so Jay don't take it hard on you, man, when you disagree with him.
Well, sometimes, but
Okay,
he's still cool.
Come to me, man. I disagree with Jay. It's a whole issue. But, I was messing with you. Go ahead, man. What you want to say?
Man, I love talking football. So, so go right quick on that left tackle issue. I thought it would have been a quick, simple fix had we just put a tight end or running back or max pro to help out the young tackles. I thought it was as simple as that, man. Especially when Elijah Page was getting, burnt, like toast on the edge. But I'm sure we'll fix that moving forward. While I'm on the offense, personally, I would like to see it get more creative with different packages with Mayava, run some wild or RPO stuff, here and there at least, and then I would also love to see Brian Jackson get in there with some 12 formations and stuff, when we can, because he'd be a beast like Lindell, right? Having a couple of tight ends in there and stuff. You got to be creative to run the ball sometimes. And then I agree with the last caller about using a Deuce here and there in the tight end spot, as a receiver, not necessarily as a blocker yet. Maybe we could get some weight on him. He could be a full-time tight end in the future, but as a receiver, I could see him being a matchup nightmare. And then going to the defense, personally, and I've been looking at the young cats at linebacker and stuff, man. I was looking at their size. Check out, if you ever get a chance, check out Elijah Newby and Desmond Stevens, man. They're young, but both of them are 6'3", 220, and 230, respectively. They would be some beasts in there trying to stop the run if we were having trouble. I would like to see them get some looks, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we were struggling with Michigan and stuff. But also, when it comes to the safety position, we got some bigger cats that could even play like the nickel spot or an outside linebacker when we need them to, like Anthony Beavers and Zion Branch.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I real quick? I felt like the Michigan game, to your point, I want to address 2 of your points though, but to your point, Anthony Beavers, that game was tailor-made for him. Like, why? I never understood why you don't put Anthony Beavers, a guy that's almost like in between a linebacker and a safety, and we talk about stacking the box, bring him up. Like in the Louisville game, he made so many tackles, and you remember he did the same thing Eric Gentry did with pumping out that ball. You know what I mean? So why not put him in there, keep him and Gentry in there together, and bring him up?
Oh yeah,
but
that would be unstoppable. Yeah,
yeah. But I don't know how they want to use the personnel, but I feel like the Michigan game, I feel like this game, the Wisconsin is tailor-made for him. Certain teams are tailor-made for him. We know that the coverage is not going to be there for him, but we definitely know the physicality is going to be there for him.
Yeah, we got the cats on the roster, man, to plug these gaps, bro. I'm telling you, we just got to use them, more. I think it's coming, though. I think it's coming because Arnold is out injured.
Yeah. And to your point, I totally agree, man, about Jaden Mayava, man. And that's not to say I took a hit this week. It's not to say that we want to replace Miller Moss. No, we just talking about especially when you have physical, athletic defense, especially coming off the edge. You just want to have somebody that is going to run that RPO to a T, man. And that big body, 6'4", 220, or 230. Why wouldn't you put him in there and bring Miller? We did it for the Louisville game with Jensen, right?
Right. Yeah. Y'all remember Cordell Stewart, the slash, they bring him in here and there, as needed. You keep the defense guessing keep them off their, off balance.
I'll say one thing: if the offensive line keeps struggling in pass protection, we definitely gonna
Yes.
see have a.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah. Me and Carter had that conversation earlier. Me and Carter was talking about it. Like if he's going to be, if we can't block for Moss and he's going to be a sitting duck, you might as well go with Mayava because at least he won't be a sitting duck.
Well, I ain't gonna say that because the fan base is gonna go crazy. They about to destroy you right about now. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
No, I'm saying you're gonna get him hurt though. I'd rather just sub him instead of get him hurt.
I said I'm 100% agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. I said it. Right after the game. I said, why not have a package? But you know what? Everybody came at me like, Jay, no, Miller Moss is the leader. We're not saying Miller Moss is not the leader. We're not even trying to imply that. But what we are saying is we got these athletic defense. You gotta have you can't just have somebody that's able to get it done from an athletic standpoint.
You have to give these defenses different looks because, man, it just makes it harder for them to prepare for you when you have different options.
Exactly.
Let's face it, Coach Riley. Go ahead, Carter.
Now, just like he was saying, though, just piggybacking, if you got the defense preparing for two different quarterbacks, that's less preparation they can prepare for Miller or Jaden. You see what I'm saying? So just that little package, like he said, Cordell Stewart back in the day with Neil O'Donnell, Pittsburgh, Cordell would come in 10, 11 plays, right?
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. You got to do that.
Yeah. I appreciate your guys' time. I just wanted to come in and talk some football with you and share what I was seeing, as from a fan's perspective and stuff like that, man. I think we got some really good talent with the younger guys at the linebacker position, and I would love to see some more creativity on the offense.
Man, I totally agree with you, man. You made some excellent points, man. Thank you for tapping in.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
All right, my man. Fight on.
Right on.
All right, man. We got a familiar face, man. I think I might know this dude. Hold on. Yeah, man.
Blackie Chain, what it do?
What's going on, guys?
What's the word?
Nada, just trying to stay positive here. I'm excited for tomorrow, and I'm ready to take some anger out on Alex Grinch.
That's what I was saying. I want us to dog walk them.
This is the statement game for us. Like we're going to make an example out of Wisconsin. I feel like we have to make an example and let them know that, hey, that game last week was a fluke, and it's not going to happen again. They caught us slipping a little bit, and if it wasn't for 3 to 4 plays, this wouldn't have been an issue.
And the referees, we had multiple things that we had to work up against.
Oh yeah. We were fighting an uphill battle from the stadium noise to the referees to just some unfortunate plays.
Yeah.
But hey Blackie, who you think gonna get them extra snaps out there that Bear left?
I'm either Elijah Hughes or Devin Tompkins will get those. I would love to see Jade out there and Carlon, but since it's at home, I think they may be able to get in there, but it really all depends. I don't know what's been going on in practice, but I have a feeling that Elijah Hughes and Devin Tompkins will get some snaps in there.
But Jay, did you say he moved up on the depth chart though?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think he's penciled in as Gavin Myers' second string right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Then that's good. That's definitely really good, and like we need these young guys to get those snaps in because we know that Gavin's going to be gone, and we're going to be losing Nate Clifton. So we definitely need that early playing time, and this will be a good test for them, a good litmus test to see where they're at with their how they've been doing in practice.
Now, Carter, I know you watched the film. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Blackie Chan. You watched the film of Bear, and I know you said that the snaps weren't as bad as what with some thought. I actually went back and watched it too. It was that last. How much of an impact do you think that'll be? And what do you think about the confidence about YouTube Black and Chin? What do you think about the confidence of our defensive staff that they put in Jade Adversary?
Oh, I think that's big because you got to think about it. If G-Day is the backup now, that means he hopped above Elijah Hughes.
That's what kind of tripped me out. Yeah. I was kind of confused. Not confused, but just surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised. So either G-Day, he is savage or Elijah Hughes, he lacking. But I don't think he is. I think G-Day just a savage like that. Yeah. We was going to try to save him and redshirt him, right? But it's like now it's his time. I guess, the cards are shake where it's his time. But that got me worried about Elijah Hughes. I don't want to lose Elijah Hughes mentally, right? Because I was big on Elijah Hughes coming out. I thought he was going to be a star, right? So I don't want Elijah Hughes feeling like why he ain't getting no snaps. So I hope we rotate Hughes in there. I hope he can get on the field, though. I don't want to lose Elijah because I feel like he got potential, too. What y'all think about Elijah if G-Day hopped above him?
That dude got a step. I saw it last year. Elijah got a step. He got a move that he does. I know Carter. I know you be watching. I know you know what I'm talking about. Off the ball, how quick he is, but he got a step that's it's real quick.
Very quick. And he got a little swim move he could use too.
That's what I'm talking about. That swim move. Yeah.
He was nice. So it's not for his lack of talent that he's not getting on the floor. But like you said, Carter, I mean, that must be the case. Jade must be out there really doing. I mean, if you go back to the spring game, man, Jade was balling, man. I'm like, who is this kid 97? I'm like, hey, that's the freshman we just got, right? From Minnesota. Dude, he looked like a grown man out there, man. He played like one too, So I think his floor would be holding his own.
See, what I mean? Personally, I'm not worried about it at all. I trust this defensive staff to put in the right players, putting them in the best position, and they haven't steered me wrong. The defensive line has been looking great. Don't let that last game get it twisted or anything like that. They ran the ball 98% of the time. If they couldn't get that many yards out of that many times that they ran the ball, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But I have full expectations that Coach Henney is going to have these players ready to play. And so I'm not worried about that. If Jade's the next one up, let it be. And then that's going to light something up into Elijah Hughes to get in there. So it's all about how you practice. And if they're practicing better, then so it be. You got to battle. You got to fight competition.
Somebody said Elijah Hughes is behind Nate Clifton on the depth chart in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so then you definitely get on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. Like, we're going to be fine. Next man up mentality.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm feeling about Beeves though. Before we switch, I wanted to see Beeves. Why Beeves ain't on the field, y'all? I just want to get y'all opinion on that. I know we touched on it a little.
Anthony
Beavers.
Man,
I can't call it, bro.
I'm confused. Like I said, Michigan game was tailor-made for him. I think the Wisconsin game is tailor-made for him. We know that if you get the receivers out there that are explosive, you might not want to put them in there. But if you got a run-heavy team, you're gonna put Beavers in there. Why they don't have them in there? That's a great question, man. I never understood last year why he wasn't in there. You know what I mean? So
he showed it off in the Louisville game. So
yeah. So I totally agree.
Though, you think it's because he a tweener? Like he like in between this. I feel like he should be playing the Sewell Cravens role, like a hybrid safety linebacker type deal, right?
Yeah. You think he's as athletic as Sewell Cravens?
Nah.
But that's yeah.
But he is physical though.
Very physical, and that's why I say you got to put him in a run heavy type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, I want to address what someone said here. Cuckoo Kachu said Kamari Ramsey needs to wake the hell up. Kamari Ramsey is a hell of a player. Like he may have had one like poor, maybe few possessions or so, or defensive issues here.
Joe's looking like, what did you?
Like he's
what game you watching, man?
Kamari is a great player. I don't see him leaving the game at all. Because did you not see what he was doing in the LSU game? What he was doing in the Utah State game? Yes, every player is going to have a bad game. So, like Kamari is playing like he's going to be on in the NFL. So, I don't want to hear any kind of slander on Ramsey.
Hey, what I tell y'all about dudes that come out saying the numbers and they barely know the player's name, they just know the numbers.
Yeah,
they always got something crazy to say, man. Come on, bro.
No slander on Ramsey here. Not on my watch.
I need you to learn a little more ball, man, before you come commenting crazy stuff like that. Bro.
I think he's one of our leading tacklers. So, like, he's probably maybe like top 3, top 5.
Yeah, he's not in question by any means.
Yeah,
well, fellas, I'm gonna have to tap out his battery. Hey, look, yeah, I'm with the podcast crew, man. They do these lives, man. This is the longest live I ever did in my life. Y'all be getting them lives cracking like long. I say, man, he's the most long-winded dudes I ever seen in my life. How they do it? But man, y'all be doing a good job though, man. But look, Carter, man, hey, we're gonna do this again. Black and Jan. Everybody, man, I appreciate you. My battery ain't built for like the podcast, man.
I'm getting that look right now, man, from my wife. So I think it's time.
Hey, happy wife, happy life, homie. You got to do it right. All right, fellas. Guys. I'm about to tap out of here, man. My battery, man. Hey, until later on, everybody, you guys stay. You know, do what you do.
No, we out of here, man.
Oh, y'all out of here, man.
Yeah, we go. I mean, unless Carter and Blackie Chain want to continue, I'm gonna get out of here.
I'm going to get out of here too.
All right,
fellas.
Right on, guys.
All right, man. I'm about to plug him up for tomorrow. All right, man. Everybody stay blessed, man. Until later on. Fight on.
Your son, Jay, before you leave, man, your son made his triumphant return, but he got to go.
He's not blocked anymore.
Tiger stuff.
Man, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to call him. He's crazy. But all right, I love him. But all right, hey, he in the Air Force, man. So I'm proud of him, man. Doing some high intelligence stuff for the Air Force. Love him and proud of him. But all right, fellas, I'm going to holler at y'all later. All right, fight on.